Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dota Yoshi, brand new, another Dota 2 presentation, and today we have on the Cybergamer Ladder for your colors challenging Hawkeye for their 30th position. So far in the game, we do have that Weaver being picked up by Hawkeye, with Invoker and that Batrider being banned out. Darkseer has been selected for your colors, PL and that Lifesteal banned out. Will we see them pick up the Magnus? No, we see the Lena. Lena's always a good pickup in that support lineup. Still, it's kind of strange not seeing that Magnus being picked up. He didn't get nerfed or anything during the most recent patch. I'm not sure if this game is playing on 6.78 or we're playing on that previous version. I'm not too quite sure. None of these heroes here. Oh wait, we've got the vacuum. Yes, we're playing on the most recent version actually. So the nerfs and buffs have come into place. So it's a bit strange not to see that Magnus being picked up because nothing has been touched to him and he's always got that fantastic team fighting ability. So we do see that Lena. Wouldn't be too surprised if you see a Darkseer following that up. Maybe a Lishrak or even the Jakiro, depending on how they want to play. And they'll save their two carries to last and hide what they're going to reveal. Real Hawkeye have shown kind of what their hand is at the moment with that Weaver, picking up that Warlock. They're going for that really good counter initiation of Warlock's Golem? Stone Golem? I'm not quite sure what kind of Golem he is. He's just a normal flamey Golem of Doom. So, now we're in... Oh, actually, yes, we got the 2-2 picks. I'm enjoying this. So we see that Magnus now being banned out for the third pick. So now, for if you don't know, in 6.78 they changed the lineups. You ban 2 each side, pick 2 each side, ban 2 more, pick 2 more, ban 1, pick 1. So it's actually going to be an interesting lineup to now see this into effect. So we do see that Shadow Demon and Magnus now being banned out from For Your Colors and the real Hawkeye. So For Your Colors aren't going to be able to combo that Shadow Demon up with anyone in particular. Oh well, they still can, but just not with that Shadow Demon, who is always a fantastic hero. Going up against anyone, especially the carries, you throw out a disruption, you have those illusions, and if you can create more illusions with that Darkseer, there's too many illusions, they will overwhelm you and do a lot of damage. So the real Hawkeye banning out that anti-mage, they're a little bit afraid of going for that late game potential that For Your Colors might have wanted to run. But the lineup from For Your Colors so far, it can lead into an anti-mage if they want to run it late, but you see anti-mages being picked up a little bit more infrequently these days. So they do pick up that Jakiro, so they have that Lena, Jakiro and Darkseer. They've got their 2 supports, they've got their offlaner. Now we'll be looking to see who they want to run mid and who they want to have that safe lane, part of that tri lane, they're carrying that tri lane. We do see Enigma being picked up by the real Hawkeye. They're going for a heavy team fight potential here. You have your Warlock Golem into the black hole, or vice versa. It does a lot of damage. But they do have to be careful because they do have a lot of stunners on For Your Colors, and that's what they need. Both sides are going for their separate builds. For Your Colors so far, they look like they want to go for more of a push style. Like you pick up a Jakiro over other heroes. Usually if you pick up a Jakiro or a Lishrak, you want to start pushing early because they can do a lot of damage, especially with that liquid fire on the Jakiro. We'll see who they want to pick up their carry and their mid hero. There's still a Quap in the pool, there's a Puck, the Storm Spirit if you want to run that way. They do pick up their Sven, so this will be part of their very hard hitting tri-lane that they will have. They could have stun from Light Strike Ray, stun from the Ice Buff, and stun from Stormhammer. That is 4 seconds to 1 second at level 1. Okay, it's about 3.5 to 4 seconds stun combination of those heroes there. So if they get put up against a single lane, which is the Weaver, if they pick up a Rev Ward, they'll be able to shut down that Weaver instantly. There's nothing Weaver will be able to do. If they go up against a tri-lane themselves, they will... Actually, they can't go up against tri-lane because Enigma most likely will be running the jungle. Warlock will be babysitting the Slider. Weaver can be going mid, or he can go in that offlane, depending on who their final hero they do decide to pick up will be. So now we do... into this new phase of 6.78, you go into your final bans and then your final picks. So I'm liking the new changes into 6.78, as it does change the game up, but it does make you need to think more strategic and it's nice. You can predict and try and counter the other team more often, giving you more varied lineups instead of the usual, I pick Magnus, oh well, I'll now pick Lifestealer and Shadow Demon, etc, etc. You know, the generic combinations you usually see. With the two bands, two picks, blah 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 blah, which I've said multiple times now, it really does help diversify the game up. And as you can see with these picks so far, I mean, for your colours have gone for more of that standard build, but bringing in that Sven for that tri-lane you don't see too often. You usually see a Sven with an IO, so this is going to be a fun lane to watch with that triple stunning. The real Hawkeye will have a problem against this. And as seeing the bans come out, we do have the real Hawkeye banning out that Queen of Pain, and on for your colours will be taking out that Nyx Assassin. So they do want to try and get rid of that mid potential that real Hawkeye could run. They do not want an initiation roaming character such as that Nyx Assassin, who can pick off anyone in the backlands. Go for the walk, you've got to kill. Got an Enigma, well, there's nothing the Enigma can do, he's gone. So we do see an Outworld Devourer being picked up for your colours. They will be running him mid, and who will be up against? Who will they want to run that mid? Will they want to go for... Well, whoever they go for is going to have a harsh time. I mean, you go for a Puck, you can fight back, but they will go for the Doom. This is an interesting lineup. Will they want to just sacrifice this top lane and run? No, it's not. Are they going to be sharing the jungle? This is going to be real interesting to see how the real Hawkeye will want to line up. They've got... It's strange, like, you want Doom part of that safe lane so then he can go into his jungle, eat some creeps. But then again, we'll be waiting to see how they want to run this lineup. So to introduce the teams, we have on the real Hawkeye, the captain. I am Rob's playing on that Doombringer. Next, Doom. Did I just say Doombringer? Wow. I apologize to anyone who I've just offended by making a Heroes of New Earth reference. Haven't played that game in over 3 months, and yet I accidentally let that slip. Anyway, to continue on the teams, we have FC Mon on this Enigma. We rotating into the jungle with that Doom. Apparently, we got that Weaver in that off lane. Chakan down on the bottom lane. We will have on their support Warlock will be Syntax, followed by their carry Hiak. Over on For Your Colours, we do have their captain Animus in this mid lane on the Outworld Devourer. On their top lane, they will have a Sven, Jakiro, my mistake, and the Lena being played by... How do I pronounce your name, Jakiro? Aztizis Gills Villas. Oh, I botched that up so bad, I'm so sorry. So I probably won't be saying your name too often during this cast, so I apologize for that, Jaro. Jakiro, not Jaro. Ah! Over on this Lena, we have Safina running into the middle. And then finally we have Sven being played by Lizzie. Oh, and not to forget the ever aforementioned Darkseer running in this offlane. Tenshu has a Dota hat. I don't see no Dota hat on that big forehead of his, but we'll just pretend he does. So we will be seeing the three tri-lane of For Your Colours up against this Weaver. Do they have any counter revs? They do not. So they're not going to be finding any kills early on this Weaver. Weaver's going to be fine. Be able to just Kuchi away. He won't have too much problem. They need to get counter wards out as fast as possible to be able to keep this Weaver out of the lane. Keep him down and out. If you can keep him down in XP, out of gold, for a long time, then you can just deny him and his game, and he'll just slow down ever so fast, because he needs his items, either defensive or those attack items early on, or he can't do too much. Shikuchi does have a decent amount of damage coming out. It's 150, but it's not fantastic. So we do see Jakiro throwing out the ice path. Nice Storm Hammer coming out, but he's invisible. They're going to wait, try to find that last away, and not too much. This is where they needed that revelation. If they presumed the Weaver was going to be running in this offlane, which usually that's where you shove your Weaver, especially with their lineup that they do have of Hawkeye, you need those counter wards in preparation of this Weaver. They would have just had to kill first blood, and then Weaver would have just been out and about. You would have had a lot more gold onto your Sven, and I'm amazed that he didn't pick up any creep XP actually. So he's sitting on... there we go, he's getting some XP now. So they have thrown a ward here. I'm not sure if it's close enough to block. I know if you get it down here, that's a block. But I'm not sure about this spot right there. Hopefully it is for that Weaver's sake it is. We do have that Doombringer running in mid. So I'm Rob's farming up a little bit in mid. Doing not too bad against this OD. OD's 3 for 4. Doom 5 for 3. So Doom's not receiving too much. He's lost all his mana in the world, but who needs mana on Doom? You're tanky, you can just get all the last hits. 65 mana. That poor thing. He's got some massive horns, dear god. Big ass horns. Anyway, down in bottom lane, we have that Slider, and that Warlock just farmed away down bottom. Slider's got 2 for 5. That's not really what you want on the Slider, especially when you're in a safe lane against just a Darkseer. I mean, it is difficult to get those kills because you're up against that Iron Shell, but if you can time it right, you can still pick off those creeps, get those hits. You do sacrifice a little bit of health for them, but you do need those last hits, which Slider hasn't been able to find so far. Against the Sven, who is 6 for 1, with a nice timely deny as I reach the top lane. So we do look up here. We do have a double stack coming out by Safina, so nice play on Lena just to deny whatever XP to this Weaver as possible. And as gets Mud Golems, he does pick up that little kill, so he's getting some gold on the little side as himself. So good work by For Your Colours to be able to do these creep pulls. There has not been any stacking or pulling down on the side of Hawkeye. They have not been touching this camp at all. There's no wards on either side. So it's a little bit of a misplay coming out by Syntax, and there Darkseer's being aggressive. Coming out, gets thrown on him a Shadow Word. And he's just going to take a little bit of damage, not too much damage. He should be fine with just a Tango. And it's only level 1? Yeah, it's only level 1. He went for those Fatal Bonds to try and do more damage to the Darkseer, which is not currently visible. He does have his Soul Ring being ready to bring to him. Nice Ice Path coming out, but they don't have... Yes, they got Revelation, so we got a dead Weaver. So they did pick up that Revelations, and they did find that kill on the Weaver. Weaver overextended and got out of position. When you're up against 3 stunners, and they have 1 Rev, you're gone. You're not getting any XP, you're not getting any farm. It would almost be more beneficial for him to try and farm the Jungle Weaver, even though it's not really possible, but that's just the way it's going to be going for a while. So nice play by For Your Colours, picking up that first blood on top lane against that Weaver. When I look over to Enigma, it's not doing too bad. I think for a guy, I'm not too sure. I wish you could like kind of view lore in this game, like on the fly. But Enigma does have that Soul Ring up and running. We possibly going for either an early BKB, which I think would be more advisable than going for that fast Blink Dagger, because look what you're up against. You're up against stunners and everyone who can disable you. Everyone and their mother can disable you on For Your Colours and pull you out of that black hole. So look forward to seeing that Enigma pick up that BKB. If Enigma does go for that Blink, you need a 5-man or it's just gonna turn out horrible and get cancelled quite fast if For Your Colours are on the ball. So this Doombringer is actually substantially winning mid at the moment. Doombringer is sitting on 16 for 9 against an Outlaw Devourer 12 for 10. I mean, Outlaw Devourer's doing nice, keeping him on no mana. Oh, I apologise for that. But at this stage, you probably need at least 1 in Arcane Orb just to throw out some damage onto this Doom. Because Doom, he isn't using any mana. He's not going to be using anything anytime soon. So if you had an Arcane Orb, at least you can throw out some damage. Try and get him out of the lane a bit more. He does have those bottle charges, but you need to do something. At the moment, there's nothing happening for Anabos not being able to get this Doom out. And I'm Rob's just getting a very good farm at the moment. Probably, yeah, he's the highest farm of the game. Another Astral Imprisonment comes out. It's just been a total nuisance. Another nice stack pull by Safina, keeping this lane down. Sven's taking a little bit of damage, but this Weaver, he's actually on level 5. That's a lot higher than what I expected. I think that's almost on par with this Darkseer. It's better than this Darkseer. So even with that first death onto that Weaver, he's still been managed to find these creep experience and still keep up. And that's all he needs. Once he can get his time lapse, he's not going to die. There's close to no way that you'll be able to die once you have that time lapse up. Unless you don't have the money to pop it. It is 150 bid, which is probably more than he has currently. But still, look to see once Weaver hits that level 6, he shouldn't be dying anytime soon. We do hear the glyph being popped off on the Radiant side to try and stop about 5 damage going onto that bottom tower. A little bit of a waste. So we do see a entire quick wave being denied on the side of Hawkeye. So Syntax doing his job, helping out that Slider, keeping him healed up, keeping him in the lane. Slider, however, does need to pick up his farm. He's sitting 8 for 10. I mean, he is fighting under the tower each time, which is the problem going up against Darkseer, but you really do need it. Even if you have to go pick up a hatchet to try and help you out with these last hits, you really need to start hitting them. So that's a little bit of a misplay coming up by the side of not being able to get all these last hits. Because look at this, he sees 2 iron shells, he's not going to go near there. He could run in there, get a hit, run out, and then be fine. But he's just missing out on a lot of creep kills purely because he doesn't want to take any damage against this Darkseer. You can get it healed straight back up by this Warlock who's babysitting you, but however, it's not the case in this present moment. Weaver going to be hitting level 6 in one more creep. Will they be able to find a kill or do any damage to keep him out from this level 6? He's going to rotate up. He's got a full creep wave and a half, and he's hit his level 6. So don't look to see Weaver dying anytime soon. Even with any substantial ganks coming out, they do have a revelation up on the Chikira, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Outward Devourer will be picking up. What's that word called? It's that bracelet. I can't. Amulet. No, talisman. Oh wow. So we'll be picking up that no talisman very shortly. Got his bottle. I don't like the bottle pickup on Outward Devourers. That 600 gold that's, in my opinion, down the drain. As top lane, somehow managed to pick this Weaver. Where was Weaver? Weaver's there. There's no rev wards placed. So there must have been a great chain stun come out by Hawkeye to find that kill. So well played by not Hawkeye, well played by For Your Colours to find that train stun and finish off that Weaver before Weaver could backtrack. Doom's coming in, Doom is up, Doom's going to be diving on tower, Outlaw Devourer can't do anything, 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 more attacks and we've got a dead Outlaw Devourer who's going around this tower. Doom, is he just, what's happening with this Doom? I don't know what's going on. He does find that kill but he's going to die in the meanwhile. That was very odd. Running around the tower, stutter stepping. Either he was, I don't know what he was doing. He had a haste, so he had the movement speed to catch up to the Outward Devourer. He should have been in melee range, but he was just stutter stepping. So it's a little bit strange. Nice TP by Sven to be able to pick up a kill. He's in one kill with 2 assists. He's going to happily take that. And a little bit of damage to this mid tower. Doom's going to fall behind that Sven now, who is in the lead. Warlock got those boots, doing not too bad, but we do see a blink picked up by ZFmon. I'm not too sure this is the wisest ability. We got a very close to death Chikira, so Weaver is now winning this tri-lane by himself. He is cut down, but he's got these XP, which is all he needs. You've been shoved into the tri-lane, or in the suicide lane, all you want is that XP. They can't kill him, unless if he gets a good Sakuchi off, he shouldn't die here. Light Strike Away is not going to happen. She was planning about doing it, but decided to cancel it, try and bait out that Sakuchi and hope Weaver stayed around. However, that will not be the case, and Weaver will rightfully back off. Bottom tower's taking a little bit of damage, so no pressure going on down here. Warlock is getting his XP up, currently sitting on level 5.5, so almost the same as this Darkseer, so that just means you're working. Darkseer's got to turn around and then fight, miss that vacuum, so that's a bit of a wasted mana down the drain. A little bit unfortunate for him. We have one of them saying middle's missing. Malphite stun coming out, 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick. Will they be able to get the Doom off? Doom is off. We might have a dead Outworld Devourer here. Now he's got more than enough. Sven's coming back in, going for that stun. It lands, it kills. So Sven will pick up another kill from a great TP. Usually you see the support's TP, but this support's currently in the midst of being fought by this Weaver. Will they? Oh, we might see a Weaver death here. He doesn't have enough to time lapse, and he will fall. That's a little bit unfortunate coming out by that Weaver. He was not he's not taking into account his mana. He had 20 mana before he could time lapse, and he will fall to a nice rotation of Savannah up on the top to get that Dragon Slave off. And Jakira, once again, hobbles back to base with that broken wing. In middle lane we have Outlaw Devourer. Must have something. Where is it? He's got a belt of strength, but I think that's his belt of strength. That should be his belt of strength. Yeah, that's his belt of strength. So Animal's picking up the belt of strength. We'll be going for those power treads, which is standard. You don't expect anything else from an Outlaw Devourer. Unless you do sometimes see people go for those phase boots so you can have that speed, and it does give you that little extra damage. But Power Touch is usually more viable because Outworld Devourer has a very low HP pool generally. You can easily burst Outworld Devourer down and get a kill quite easily. So what I'd like to see from Hawkeye at the moment, they are falling behind. I mean, they're 500 gold behind. Actually, they're ahead in XP. That's peculiar. They're almost even on gold and almost even on XP. So, they're actually closer than what the scoreboard actually says. Sven picks up that Blink Dagger, so Sven is going for an initiation kind of style, Sven. With that amount of farm he had, I probably would have thought it would be more wise if he did go for more of the damage items. However, he does go for that blink, and we'll see how that will pay off for him. We have the Doombringer rotating around behind. He's got his Doom up and running. Weaver's going to be ready to jump in on this, and then he's going to come out. He's doomed up. Warcry's being thrown out, so they've got a massive amount of speed. Will we see any TPs coming out by For Your Colours? We got one TP coming in by Lena, and Doom doesn't want to chase it anymore. Doom's giving up. So, TP in by Lena scares off the rest of that Hawkeye attempt at that kill. Down a bone we have the black hole being cast onto. We got Slider coming out, Stun coming out, Golem, and then that's 2 kills. So good work by Hawkeye, picking up a few kills. We should see this Golem be rotated in, and they should see quite a lot of damage onto this tower. Well, you'd presume so. Sometimes he might rotate this in the jungle for more farm, but you'd hope it does rotate up and get this tower. Little tower is being destroyed by Unrobs. Not going to be able to find it. He has maxed out his Scorched Ed and his Devourer, so he's going for that little bit of, quite a little bit of extra farm at the start of the game with that Devourer. I mean, it's an extra 100 gold. What am I talking about? 40 seconds is the cooldown, so an extra 100 gold every 40 seconds is quite useful. It does help throw your GPM up sky high. Now we will see this bottom tower take a lot of damage. It is now going to be in deny range. We'll probably see a deny in the tower. Slider's in a lot of trouble. They do find that kill. No, he doesn't. The Sanity Eclipse misses. We see a death from the Darkseer and the Jakiro. And now we will see a death from that walk. It's going to be turned around, moving onto this Enigma. He's got the damage. Will he fight it? No, he won't. He's scared of the Slider. He shouldn't have been scared. He could have one-shot the Slider. So, one scared Outworld Devourer is not going to find 2 kills. So, Anabos, playing defensively, he doesn't want to die. I mean, he would have worth it. Now we're going to have to blink back in. He's got the Malphus coming out. He's just going to turn him into the Eclipse. I mean, the Astral Prismament. And now they're going to deny the tower. So, Hawkeye throwing their weight back into this game. Taking the scoreboard back to even though they're still... They've now got the gold, so they're in ahead of gold. They're ahead of XP. So, For Your Colours are falling behind. Surge comes out just in time before... Actually... He didn't have any mana on him, so he couldn't have Malphused anyway. Up at top, we hear a Doom going off on Sven. Sven's going to survive here. Great Ice Puff coming out, keeping that Lena alive. We're Gouda Blade coming out. They need 2 more attacks. Final auto attack, and now we've got a dead Doom. Weaver, you just can't do anything damage. He's going for that final auto attack. He's going to miss it on that Sven. Sven's going to survive on 40 HP. Nice Ice Pass into the final shot by the tower. So they will pick up 2 more kills on the side, or For Your Colours, and Sven running away with his Warcry. He's going to be extremely happy he will have survived. Lena, giving that mana to Jakiro so Jakiro can stay in the lane. But it doesn't matter. Outworld Devourer is up top, getting that farm anyway. So if we do look at the net worth in the game, you have your Enigma sitting on 4.6k. Enigma's been able to find that jungle, been able to get all the XP, so... Hawkeye, they've been sharing the entire jungle. They had 1 person in each lane, theoretically, so that's why they're ahead in the XP. They've been able to get the XP shared between everyone. But after that team fight, they're going to start getting a lot of XP, a lot of gold, and now they're going to get a tower. There's no gold. There is a golem currently up on walk. Will we see the golem pop? No, but he does get the fantastic deny in the tower. Enigma TP's top, doesn't have much mana to do anything. Maybe Soul Ring, jump in, and Black Hole, then you're out of mana, which, if cast correctly, you can basically win that fight right there. So Doom's got that Centaur Stomp up and running, and we've got a level 1 of that... What are you called? Can I guess it before rolling over it? I can't remember. God damn it. Level Death. That's what you are. Level / Death. I feel very ashamed right now. So we have this group up in the middle. He's going to be going for that blink. He had a chance of getting 3. Can he still jump in there? There's 4 all grouped up together. He's rotating in behind. It's daytime. They spotted him. It's over. No, it's gone. He's blink from here. Could have got him to about there. And then he could have got that black hole off. However, he decided not to. tried to rotate up that cliff. Because it's daytime, they did see him. They might expect there's a ward here because they are playing a little bit of defensive now. But once he stands down here, anyone standing around here can see him. So they know Enigma's here. They have to stay spread out, or there could be very large collateral damage. Weaver has Rune of Aquila and Bracer, so Weaver's been theoretically shut out this game, which is what you want to do early on into the game. So good play by For Your Colours, keeping one of the two main carries out of the game. Actually, I'd say he's a semi-carry at the moment. Slider would be a semi-2 carry. I mean, he's going for Broadsword into Blades of Attack. Wait, what does that go into? That's not what I presume. Not. Oh, he's going straight for Crystallis. That's quite unusual as well. So, I can see we see a little bit unusual. Usually see Slider picking up maybe an armlet, so it can armlet toggle, extra health, extra damage, and attack speed. But we will be seeing straight into Crystallis, which can be very effective, or in other words, it could be the quite a wrong move. So we'll see how that plays out for that Slider. Sven, Blink Dagger will be saving towards his next item. See if Lizzie wants to pick up quite possibly a BKB would be roughly useful until the Doom comes around. But then again, Doom can't Doom everyone. I mean, you have so many potential players to Doom, such as OD, you've got the Jakiro, Darkseer, Sven, Lena. Basically anyone on For Your Colours you want to Doom. And he's only got one Doom to do that. We got that Slider rotating top. He's... How far away is his Crystallis? How much is Crystallis? 500 is for Crystallis. He's got that invisibility room. We see top TP into middle, so Jakiro's going out to help out for that middle push. And now OD will start rotating down there to help. Hopefully we see the Weaver and that Slider push this tower and maybe go for a trade, because at the moment they cannot fight. I mean, they do have an Enigma, they do have the Golem, but Weaver doesn't have a TP. Slider does have a TP, but doesn't have that initiation. And For Your Colours have to be extremely careful. They're all very tightly bunched. If one great black hole comes off by Enigma, For Your Colours is dead. Even one less than perfect black hole comes off, you maybe miss one or two, and they do cancel that black hole. You've got a Golem to follow it straight up. But even with a black hole, you get those Fatal Bonds off, then you throw that Golem down, and then there's a lot of damage coming out. Fatal Bonds is a fantastic team fight ability. You grab it on everyone, you kill everyone. Now there's going to be a fight down the bottom. The two supports, we're going to see the Ice Path hit on one, the Light Striker hit on the other. We're going to be coming out, finishing off that Enigma. We're going to see the Golem coming out. Golem only hits on one, waste of a Golem. Now we're going to see Slider running away for his life. There's no mana on Sven, so Slider will get away. Warlock will fall shortly after the Oceanic Eclipse coming out by the OD. Now we've got the Golem chasing up the hill. And then we're going to Black Hole onto 3, but not Sanity Eclipse, the Great Astral Imprisonment comes straight out. Mistimed. Light Striker is going to miss on that Enigma. Enigma will still fall, however. Slider runs back in for that stun, and they're going to be chasing down. Can this Illusion chase him? He's going to keep running. Illusion's going to hit. Warcry's coming out. We got a dead Slider. Slider's going to fall. In the middle lane, Doom does find a kill. Wait, no, Slider does have enough for his sprint, so Sprint's going to get him and keep him alive. So now, Doom's chasing down the Darkseer. Darkseer's on his life, and he gets hit by a level Doom. Death, and he is gone. So now, that was a fight that was looking heavily in favour of For Your Colours, but then, because that Golem being thrown out by the Walk was misplaced, it only hit the Lena, and it could have hit on a lot more heroes. But For Your Colours and Hawkeye both making their little bit of plays, and For Your Colours being able to come back out on top. The Sanity Eclipse, I believe, also whiffed on all heroes. You had a hero here, had a hero there, and you had your Sanity Eclipse just missing both of them. So if that Sanity Eclipse hit, we possibly could have seen the death of 2 more heroes, and For Your Colours coming out quite ahead on that favour. Instead, Hawkeye does come out ahead. They are winning in gold by 4k XP, 4k gold and XP. Bleh. Hawkeye are in the lead, even though the scoreboard doesn't say it. They've got those 2 towers, they've got the map position, and they've just been able to share the farm around you. They've been able to, rightfully so, have someone in the jungle here, has someone else down in the jungle, and then one person in each lane. So they shared the XP around, share the gold, and everyone was able to get what they needed. For Your Colours, however, They did have that Lena and Jakiro. They did keep that Weaver down, which is one of the things you want to do. But if you look at this Weaver now, he's now 4,500. He's caught back up to their OD. Sven's sitting on 6.5, and you have Doom on 8.2. So this is looking a little bit bad for your Colors. They need a very good fight coming up soon. If this game does go late game, I do give the favor to Hawkeye, as they do have that Doom. They do have a fantastic Black Hole Golem, and those Black Hole and the Golem, they scout throughout the entire game. That stun is what you need, and Golems is a superior stun. So even if you have a BKB up on Sven, or your OD if he does go down that route, you still get that stun out. You can still do a lot of damage coming out by that slider. And I believe amplified damage goes through BKB. I mean, it gets dispelled originally by BKB, but it can get reapplied through that BKB. So Hawkeye do have this later on in the game. And we do see just a Stormhammer coming out, cleaning up those creeps. But Hawkeye, if this game does go late, and Sven can't pick up his farm, it will go in favor of Hawkeye. They do have that late game potential. They do have the stuns, and the ability to go through quite a lot of any BKB or magic communities. So Astral Imprisonment and that Ice Puff coming out onto a replicate of Doom. So a little bit afraid that Doom was coming at him, but Doom just playing a little cheeky. Rob's throwing out his illusions, trying to get whatever he can out of the bag. And one thing I'd like to point out for your Colors, they've got rune wards. They can see any rotation in the rivers, even though it's a 5-man mid versus 4. It's nice to have your wards there. Control that rune if needed. And we've got a great Black Hole into 4. Great Black Hole. Can we get the Light Chakra? Light Chakra's away. Cancels it up. We've got the Golem coming out in 4. Storm holding him in place. Can we start seeing a cleave? Got a great setting for the Eclipse. Destroying the side of Hawkeye. Now we're going to see final auto attacks onto that slider. The range creep will pick up that kill, and that's 4 death on side of the Hawkeye. It's a great turnaround by For Your Colors. Lena was stutter stepping. She did not want to stand into that Black Hole, and Safina gets off that timely Light Chakra. And then as soon as that came down, the Stormhammer came flying out by the Sven, blew any chance of that slider getting any auto attacks off. And they turned that fight around. Great Sanity Eclipse doing a lot of damage, especially since he picked up that 4 stuff about 30 seconds prior. So he had that extra int to do a lot more damage to the Hawkeye. So that Black Hole was almost fantastic. Well, it was fantastic, almost perfect. But unfortunately, wasn't perfect enough. That's one of the biggest problems with going the Blink Dagger on your Enigma at the start of the game, against 4 stunning heroes or 5 heroes that can bring you out of it, is that there's 5 heroes that can bring you out. If you don't grab all 5, you're going to get pulled out by one of them. And that's what happened there. So, great play by For Your Colors being able to, well, a little bit of a misplay being stuck together for that Black Hole, but nice play by Lena to stay away from the group and pull them out, keeping them alive into this game and taking it back into their favor. The XP and gold graph, however, is still in favor of Hawkeye. They do have 2 towers. Actually, it's even on towers. I was about to say they have 2 towers, 1 up on For Your Colors. Now they're about to get a 3rd tower, so more gold gone in favor of Hawkeye. There's a lot of damage coming out into Selena, just from the Sakuchi and the Gemini procs. And we're going to see a miss on the Ice Puff, miss on the Flame Breath. Nice time out to get back to health. Sada's going to be on the run. He's off and about. Got an Ice Puff onto 2. We're going to see auto attacks coming out by the Arcane missiles, doing a lot of damage. Doom's now popped. Now Doom's in a lot of trouble. He's way out of bounds. He's got his Shadow Blade and he's going to get out of there just in time. Sven's going to be trying chasing down any damage he can find. He's not going to be able to find it. We will be seeing a death on the Darkseid, and now the Weaver fallen very shortly after. So 2-for-1 trade in favor of For Your Colors. They got the Weaver kill, they got the War kill, and only lost the Darkseid. So that's a perfectly fine trade to make. Hawkeye got very aggressive there. They didn't have a Black Hole up, they didn't have a Golem up, and they tried to force the issue. If you don't have your Golem up or your Black Hole, you shouldn't be trying to take the fights. You should be waiting until they're off cooldown and try and fight them, because that's what wins you those fights. Otherwise, For Your Colors, their entire stunning combinations will pick you off harder than you can imagine. Because on Hawkeye, they have very minimalistic stuns. They have their Golem, they have their Enigma Black Hole, the Malefice to an extent, and your Slaughter Stomp. or Crush. I'm going to call you Stomp. So you've got very few stuns, and you need to time them in a timely fashion. And if you don't have them off cooldown, you shouldn't be trying to force that fight. Whenever they're off cooldown, sure, take those fights, push the towers, and keep going for it. Whenever they're not on cooldown, or whenever they are on cooldown, my apologies, just farm. You have the map position. Some very aggressive wards coming out by For Your Colors, watching any rotations. I'm not sure if they can see this Doom rotate into their jungle. Nah, Doom would have just got through there. So, Doom's going to farm up those ancients without any problems. We do hear some kind of... There we go, fortification up on top lane, and Sven's just going to be farming them up. He's picked up his Hyperstone, doing a lot of speed damage. He's got an eye on him, so next time they come across that Doom will not be able to get away as easy as he has been. By the way, Doom has picked up that ultimate orb. What will he be wanting to move towards? I would most likely be guessing... I can't say Shivers, because Shivers you need other things. What would you be going for that ultimate orb? Meta, Scythe, Lincoln Sphere. I'm not quite sure what he wants to go for. Scotty. We'll see what he decides to pick up, because I mean if he goes for that Scythe, then they have some more lockdown, which they do need, but then they do need the damage to come out with it, and Scythe doesn't give you a lot of damage. We'll see what he wants to turn that in. Might see a Scotty come out afterwards. I expect a Scotty, because a Manta's not really... you don't see Mantas come out in Dooms, because usually there's much better items. You might get your Radiance for that extra farm. You might want to pick up your Yasha for that more movement speed. And these days, especially with that recent patch, you do see the Aghanim Sepsis coming out, because it gives you that health, mana, agility, and of course, Doom, level 25. Well, not really level 25. Doom, level Aghanim Scepter. So now we will be seeing a push in mid. However, they've got to be real careful. Hawkeye does have that black hole up. They do have that golem. They will be looking for that pick off. But they need as many as they can. They know we've got a black hole into 2. We're going to see an instant pull out of there. And then that's the problem with your Enigma. Now we've got a golem coming up on top of that Fatal Bonds. But Sanity Clip's been thrown out. Just picking off that walk straight away. Enigma buys back. But that's not going to be able to do too much. Enigma's already used that buckle. Doom's been thrown out onto the Sven. Takes a lot of damage from Doom's level death. And now the gem's been dropped on the ground. A lot of auto attacks coming out. Finishing off. And they are able to turn this around. Doom's turned around. It's been trapped off. Doom's going to start running. He's got that Scotty. Wow, he fully picked up that Scotty out of nowhere. I didn't even see he had enough. So Scotty on Doom. He's picking off level death. Should be able to find that Lena very shortly. Malphite stun coming out. They're going to pick that off. Now we're going to see Weaver being pulled off. Enigma jumping in. Doesn't have that Malphite stun, but does get that final auto attack onto the Jakira. That's a 4 trade. They did buy back on that Enigma. They did lose the Slaughter. And I think the Walk may have survived. Or he possibly died himself. So a 4-4-3 trade with a buyback on that Enigma. So Hawkeye just been able to keep off, but now this Doom has got that Scotty. He's doing a lot of damage, and with the crits from that Alpha Wolf, he's doing a lot. He's been now put into Astral Prism, but look at his amount of health he has. He doesn't care. He's running in. He knows there's only 2 up, and he knows the OD and the Darkseid cannot finish him off by themselves. So they're going to be pushing top tower with that TP of the Sven coming in to look for that Weaver. Not going to be able to find it. Just forcing them off that tower. And Outlaw Devourer almost has his Scythe. Animus needs another 1500 gold and will have his Scythe, which will help walk down Doom, because Doom does not have BKB. But one of the biggest problems with Hawkeye is this Enigma. He does not have that BKB. He's pulling off great black holes. He's getting 3 4-man black holes, but he can't find that infamous 5-man, and then he does get instantly taken out. At that last fight, he grabbed 2, Darkseid and that Lena. Oh, my apologies. Darkseid and that Lena both pulled him out, vacuumed and into the Light Striker away. And then he fell very shortly after from the burst damage. Lena did not get that Light Striker Laguna Blade off. Doom's coming in. He's got to look for it. Doom up onto the Sven. Can we see a nice Light Striker? It's up in 2-1. He needs that Light Striker. He's throwing out the Laguna Blade to do whatever he can to try and save his life. But that's a dead Sven. Sven can't get away. Lena's now going to fall shortly after. And now they've taken the lead. They've got 2 kills. This tower's going to fall. Middle tower could possibly also fall. And tier 3 will be threatened. The For Your Colors in a little bit of trouble. We do not have buyback status on top of that where are we? Number 3 is buyback stats. So we don't have buyback on anyone except that Darkseer for your colors. Doom, Weaver, and that Slider for Hawkeye do have their buyback up and running. So, my voice. So they will be looking to push into this tier 3 tower. They've got 20 seconds, because there's not going to be too much of a problem until that Sven's up and running. We do have a vacuum and wall, level 2 wall, nice up path onto 2. We've got a golem coming out, initiating back onto this 2. We need to see that wall. He's had the chance to throw that at the wall. He doesn't throw it down. Now he throws down the wall, but his vacuum's going to be too late, and now they're going to run away. He's going to try and surge in. Malphite's stun's probably going to come off in 2, 1. Oh no, he's still going to chase it. But that Darkseer, if he had thrown out the wall up here and then got that vacuum straight away, that would have been more than enough damage to find those 2, possibly 3 kills. So Darkseer being a little bit slow on the trigger, losing 3 potential kills on the side of For Your Color. And they need those kills, they need whatever they can get. Enigma now has his Ogre Club up, he's got his Mithril Hammer, and he needs 1100 for that BKB. If this Enigma gets his BKB off, For Your Colors will be in a load of trouble. They've been able to turn around every fight so far with a black hole involved, so Hawkeye should just probably not black hole and they'll win this game. But For Your Colors have been doing great pulling around. Do they have Rev? They do not have Rev. Revelation. So where is the current? Who's currently holding the eye in the game? No one is. They got rid of the eye, left it in their base. So the eye is sitting on the ground. So they're going to be pushing that bottom. They want this bottom tower. They need some map position. They need some gold. And Hawkeye are saying, forget it, we'll trade. Oh my god, what's up with my voice? So Hawkeye will be saying, who cares, we'll trade tier 2 for tier 1 any day. So they throw... I don't like this observer ward. I probably would have preferred it over here because you need your rune. You don't have any room vision. But we will be seeing a trade tier 2 for tier 1. This is not favourable for your colors. They all do have TPs if needed. Jumps in, they do get the stun off, but Weaver's going to secure Tion out of that as they have no revelation. So tier 1 for tier 2, and Hawkeye looking for more. Hawkeye, Mr. FZ Mod needs another 500 gold, and he's got his BKB. So don't be looking to see a fight coming out by them anytime until he has his BKB. Will they give him that gold? He's almost there. Weaver's now picked up the MKB. Outlaw Devourer has got his scythe. So the big item stun be pulled out into the game at the moment. So Enigma, he really wants some gold. I really think they should just give him this gold so he can get it. Drums are now on the way for the Slark. Usually you'd get that before you get your Crystallis, but not in this case. Now we got a speedy Warcry coming in, and then he just turns around. He could have had that stun off. They would have had a dead walk, but then again you would have set yourself open for this Enigma. And now do have some nice little counter wall coming out by For Your Colors, but they have very limited vision on the map at the moment. You look at them, they can't see anything. They don't know where anyone is. There's 2 people on the map. You've got a Weaver, you've got your Slider, so they're scared. They're playing blind. They've got very defensive wards, because they're afraid. They don't want to be initiated upon. If they get initiated upon, well, you'd have to hope someone's got that stun to bring that Enigma out. But soon, that's not going to matter. He needs another 150 gold. Then he'll have that BKB up. And then the way he's been doing black holes, For Your Colors are in trouble. They're in a world of trouble. The Slider now got his drums up. Should be saving for that buyback. He needs that buyback for the next fight, just in case. And Weaver is just pushing this bottom tower. He's pushing all their worth. For Your Colors don't care. They're pushing as a group of 5. They're pushing mid. Did they see that Weaver had no TP? Weaver does not have TP, so they're trying to force it. Trying to force them to go back. But Weaver's got enough speed to go back. He's going to pick up that TP and come back to base. So this will be a 5v5. Unless For Your Colors want to decide to back. They're looking that they don't want to back so far. They're going to be keep pushing. They're going to be pushing hard. So I'm sorry about hearing my email can't go off. That's just my friend who will be breaking the world record in speedrunning on a Mario game. Not Mario 64. I think he's only about world 10 on that at the moment. But he's breaking it on Super Mario U. Wii U. Anyway, back to the game at hand and not some Mario. Even though I love my Mario. Except when he throws me off a cliff. That's kind of disrespectful of him. But he does feed me delicious apples and delicious Goombas. So, anyway, back to the game. Back to the net worth Doom. Look at that money. He's got an abundance of money. He's now got his heart up, so Doom's not dying. He's got 3.8k health. That's beyond ridiculous. They're pinging on him, but they can't kill him. They need their entire team plus Roshan to kill Doom at the moment. Because once he's got the regen, he's got the regen from his Scorched Earth, which is 30 regen. Then he's got that heart, which is 2% of his health. And that's a lot. We're either still pushing that bottom lane, and we even manages to find a tower. So great split pushing coming out by Hawkeye, and there's nothing For Your Colours can do. They want to push as a team, and they want to win this as a team. But Weaver, he's just being the pest and bug that he is, constantly keeping that lane pushed out, and they're not able to do anything. And Doom, I can't believe I missed that. Oh, I was going to go up there, but I was scratching my nose. I apologise once again, fellow viewers. But Doom, he finds a solo kill on the Selena. He'll find a solo kill on anyone. Once that Doom's off, he's got his target, he's got his kill, he's got his prey. So, this is looking very bad for your cause at the moment. They're 10,000 gold behind, XP, and gold actually. Doom's just skyrocketing ahead. Must have bought something just recently because he doesn't have buyback, and now he's got these attack speed. So he's going for that AC. Get that AC, you have your Slark and his amplified damage. That's a lot of negative armor. Sven now picks up his AC, Slark picks up a Blink Dagger. So they want even more initiation. Initiation on the Enigma, initiation on the Golem, and now the Slark. And if you have to, the Doom just runs in there and takes everything. And there's just not enough damage that they have on the side of For Your Colours to take this Doom out. He's got too much health, and soon to be too much armor. So now, they're going to be fighting this Jakiro. Jakiro gets a nice ice path off him too. Light Strike away, keeping him alive just a little bit longer. And he's going to turn around, throw out his Macro Pyre, and Doom's just going to turn around. 1.5 hit Jakiro. We're good about throwing out before Lena will eventually fall. Nice black hole into 3. Final 3 of For Your Colours. Mech coming off. Dead, dead, and death everywhere. So that's a wipe for Hawkeye. And I think that's going to be racks, tier 3s, and possibly even thrown. So this is looking to be game for Your Colours. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep up with the farm and XP sharing of Hawkeye so far in this game. So this is tier 3 on mid and top going, and then they're going to rotate and finish off the bottom max. It's 20 seconds, and they've got more than enough damage coming out here. So Doom just got way too strong. He got... where was he playing? He was in mid, that's right. He was in mid, and what would have been nice is if the Shakira and the Lena did rotate down, possibly a smoke, and rotate down to try and shut down this Doom. Instead, Doom got all the free farm in the middle, didn't get challenged at all, going up against an OD, only thing OD could do was just Astral Imprisonment. So Doom got a lot of money, a lot of farm, and a lot of XP. He's currently level 23, he's easily the highest level in the game, he's 3 levels higher than the Weaver, 6 levels higher than the Savan. And look at that, those hits come out. Who needs a crit when you have an Alpha Wolf inside you? Stormhawk coming out. Gonna destroy the rest the rest of the Enigma. Gonna see a Crush come out. Now Sven's gonna try and fight. He's gonna do a lot of damage to Suck. Suck's just gonna speed on away. One more attack. Can he get that final attack? Sven's gonna go for the Stompbolt. Gets the Stompbolt. Can he get his blink? It does blink. It's gonna chase. Will it hit? Boom, it does hit. It doesn't dislodge, but Sven will fall shortly on the backlines to that Doom. But For Your Colours have lost 2 racks. They're losing their 3rd racks now. Sanity Clips is thrown out. Weaver has used his time lapse. Can they get the final? But he's got a Sakuchi up in 2, 1. Can he get that Sakuchi? He gets the Sakuchi, so he's going to survive. So For Your Colours have unfortunately lost this game out because this Doom got a little bit too hefty. For Your Colours had great positioning, great placement all game to stop all the black holes. However, Doom just had that farm. And look at him go. He doesn't give two F's about who's fighting him. Doesn't care about a Laguna Blade. Doesn't care about any stuns. He's just fighting. Now look at him go. Boom, there goes the Jakiro. Fall into 2 600 crits. And now the GG's well played do come out on the side of For Your Colours. They will be GG'd out of this game as it is quite clearly over. So For Your Colours will be staying on their 32nd position, Hawkeye defending their 30th. To a great play by Robs with these good Great dude, bring it in middle. This OD pickup, I'm not too sure of. The OD just wasn't that great in this game. I mean, his sending Eclipse did well in fights, but if you had a different hero who could gank easier, such as a Queen of Pain, who could harass a Doom easier, you had a Puck who could probably... Actually, no, a Puck would have been a terrible pickup. However, I think this Outlaw Devour pickup on the side of For Your Colors is what let them down. They had fantastic players by the rest of their team, great team fights, but it's just the OD that I think that let him down. Not the player in general, just the hero. I mean, look at Animus, 7-5 for 6. So he did play well on that Outlaw Devourer. I just don't think it fit in with their team too correctly. Especially with this Doom playing a fantastic mid lane, they do win this game. So I have been Dota Yoshi with another Dota 2 presentation. I'd like to thank you for watching and have a good one.